If you're like most people who occasionally watches or reads the news, you have probably wondered about what's going on. Why is there so much violence in the world? And you're right. There is a lot. There is a reason for it, but it's probably not what you're thinking, and it is absolutely something that we can resolve. So there is hope. Stay tuned. I think that the first question, or the first thing on most people's mind, is there some kind of evil force at play making all of this happen, and why now? And to answer that question, there is no evil force. There is no darkness that's opposite of the light, just to be clear. And I know that may be against your prior religious programming, so stick with me. Just stay open. You don't have to believe a word I say, obviously, but sit with it because I think the truth will resonate. Each one of us is created from source energy, which is love and light. So we are made from love and light, and there is divinity in us. Obviously, we're human, and so we have a lot of instinctual programs and a lot of heavy human emotions that influence our behavior and our thoughts and beliefs. And that's all at play with all of the violence in the world. A lot of it is an instinctual response to fear, to fight and protect ourselves. A lot of it is trying to hang on to our existing beliefs because it's scary to think about letting those go and allowing other people's beliefs or perspectives to even exist. But it's all human conditioning and very human, heavy, dark emotions that are creating the behavior that we're seeing. There is no anti-good force that's at play creating it. It's all human choice. And because it's created by our choices, we can choose different paths. But there's a couple of things that need to happen first. The human emotional frequency scale expanded exponentially a few years ago, and we each have a set point emotional frequency, and it wants to rise. And as it does, we will start to get out of those really heavy, dark emotions and experience more of the joyful ones. And it becomes easier also to connect with our own inner wisdom for guidance. And when you are able to move into those higher frequencies and connect with your own inner wisdom for guidance, we each make better choices. We learn to regulate our emotions, to come from a place of calm and diplomacy rather than allowing that fight response to take over. And more of us, as we allow that to happen, will be able to lead by example with compassion and broker agreements to lead progress, to lead change for the better, which we really need. Some of the violence in the world is from fear because people are in unsafe circumstances. They're not having their basic needs met. When we're able to distribute the world's resources, which are vast, when we're able to distribute those resources more equitably so that nobody has to struggle for their basic needs to be met, there will be more peace and less violence. Right now, there's a lot of people in need, and some of them have a very human conditioned response to fight for what they need. And the other fight that's going on is around people's beliefs, which is also very scary for them to allow other beliefs because they think somehow that threatens their own. There are a lot of other instinctual human responses that are causing the devastation on the planet right now. And I do a deep dive into all of that in my new book, A New Breed of Leader. I encourage you to check it out at the link in the comments. But the big takeaway I want you to have today is that, yes, there is more violence. Yes, there's also a lot of good in the world, but you have to look for it. And each one of us can impact and influence the people around us and the communities that we're in to be the change that we want to see in the world. Lead by example with calmness and compassion rather than violence, and do everything you can to advocate for the people in your community to have their basic needs met. Because when we do that, there'll be less violence because there won't need to be. People don't want to fight and endanger themselves. They want to be safe. But if they don't have enough food or shelter or other basic needs being met, they don't feel safe. And that's a lot of what's going on in the world. And that's created by our current competitive structure and greed that has taken over our first world nations. That can be changed as well. So there is hope, but the definition of hope is faith in action. And each one of us has to hold that vision for a better future and then take action to help create it. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.